Rhythm Tribe is no ordinary band. They are a family rooted in tradition and innovation, weaving together neo-soul, Latin fusion, and Afro beats to create a sound that's both timeless and cutting edge. As they gear up for live shows at iconic venues like the Viper Room and Whisky A Go-Go, their music continues to push boundaries and connect with audiences on a deep emotional level. In this interview, the Guzman-Sanchez family opens up about their creative journey, the power of familial bonds, and their vision for the future.
So my name is Mason Guzman-Sanchez. I am the rhythm guitarist, supporting guitarist, and as well as occasional lead vocalist in the group Rhythm Tribe.
Okay.
And I am Thomas Guzman-Sanchez, guitarist, quattro player, and backup vocalist. And the only thing Mason forgot is he's a handpan player.
Oh, okay. All right. So multiple hats.
Many hats.
Many hats, a lot going on here. So let's go right into this. First of all, I just want to begin with some gratitude, just to say thank you so much to the both of you for joining me here in AwareNow to share this space and to share your story. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get started this way. Rhythm Tribe is known for the powerful connection that you all share as a family, both personally and musically. So first question is, how does that bond translate into your creative process, and in what ways do you think it shapes the energy and emotion behind your performances?
Go ahead, Mason.
Ooh. Okay. Well, for one, it definitely breaks down some barriers in terms of like criticism when it comes to our creative process. There's no like, well, they still have to like me tomorrow. It's like, yeah, we got no choice in that matter. So we can get a little cutthroat, to be entirely honest. But it's all we understand that it's all for the sake of the artistry.
Yeah.
Like we can get a little harsh for sure, but it's all within the right vein as to get to the best possible outcome for a song, whether it be in the lyrics or in the musicality of it. So that, and then while, like, yes, we do live together, so chanclas are thrown. to say the least. It'll look one way, say something, look back. Whoa, duck. Okay, we're good. But it's a very art forward relationship when it comes to the family dynamic.
That's beautiful. It's really beautiful.
And I think the strength in family is magical. For me to be able to do this with my son and daughter, it's like speaking a language that has no words. And so to be able to connect and for them to feel what I'm feeling and to be able to create and build off of that feeling, it's a blessing.
Mm-hmm. Well, it certainly translates well into the music that you produce. It's beautiful. Super powerful. So let's talk about music. Music often carries a strong connection to memory, to emotion. So as you prepare for concerts at iconic venues, let's take, for example, Viper Room, Whisky A Go-Go, what moments from past performances or from family experiences do you carry with you up onto that stage?
Ooh. So I'm gonna have you take this one away.
Okay, what's interesting is we just finished a concert at the Roxy in Hollywood, and it was just a magical, a special night. But the build up to it, it's intriguing because of Mason and Brisa's background as D1 athletes, they know how to train up to deliver a top quality performance. So as a show, it's the same kind of focus. You're building, your intro, you're building your transitions, and it's not just performing the music, but it's about connecting with people. And again, it's that high quality performance that's needed. And so it was really special to see them be able to step up and apply that same work ethic as track, as hurdle track athletes to this medium. And the amount of work and the amount of focus and the understanding, it's not just playing in studio. Studio's very private, where a show and performance, it's about bringing in the listener and about interacting. And I think that was such an important aspect to the show that we're now bringing to the Viper Room. And with the Viper Room, we're also doing that to raise funds for a thing called Children of the Night, right, to fight against human trafficking. And so you have, these causes and these reasons to do a show, but the show itself, it's such a unique journey to be able to build that, where people, they want to come be with you, kind of party, but it's an embrace from the stage.
Mm-hmm. Well, that was beautifully said. Is there anything that you would like to offer? That was.
I got nothing. Honestly, I'm like, yeah. Next question at that point.
Yeah, I think that was pretty much a drop mic moment with the embrace from the stage. Yeah, I can feel that from here right this moment. So each of everyone brings a unique voice to Rhythm Tribe, from the guitar artistry to the rhythmic backbone of the band. How has working so closely with family members influenced your personal growth as artists, and what challenges have you had to overcome together?
So I kind of mentioned it before, but like, we do live together. So that does pose a bit of a challenge in terms of separation between family and professionalism at times. So thus the chancla coming into frame. But thankfully we've been working on this project for a good few years now. So we've been able to find an easy mindset to kind of tap into to help us better understand, like, okay, it's like, yes, family, love each other, but now we're artists in our own entirely different world. So let's lock in here. It's time for rehearsals. It's time for a performance. All the drama pushed to the side. Let's go. So it's really helped to grow in that sense, just both as an artist and as a person, overall, to better understand, like, okay, this is how I can better, like, delegate my mind when it comes to, like, high pressure situations.
Mm-hmm.
And then also, seeing them grow as musicians, and that in itself is it's an incredible thing to witness, and to see the growth, and to also see the growth as a professional, and to be able to trust and rely, where before maybe I was being responsible for certain things, where at a certain point I can just trust in Mason, and he'll just, we'll be able to come up with parts and contribute, and this collaboration, and Brisa just to reach out, and it just happens. This is, I think, a very key point in the growth and the perpetuation of the group project.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Yeah. Well, that element of trust then really being that element that's required in any kind of a relationship, both personally and professionally. Um, it- let's talk specifically about the music, the fusion of Latin rock, new soul, and Afro beats in your sound. It creates something entirely of your own, what you've done, the way you've done it. How do you see Rhythm Tribe evolving as a family and as musicians in the future, especially as you continue to push the boundaries of genre and culture?
Ooh. Yeah, that's a tough one. I got to think about that one.
Let me start.
Yeah, please do.
Okay. Okay. So with the sound, and you have, the Latin fusion, and then Brisa's, input, that neo soul, and then Mason brings in his, his intense colors that make this sound. And what's interesting is the state of, I want to say, the music, what's called the music industry. You have a whole category of people, and all they do is chase radio. Oh, what's on the radio? Well, let's just take that and we'll just put another tune on it and make it sound, because radio is controlled by programmers. And these programmers don't really have, a kind of a forward-looking, most of them, a forward-looking kind of attitude. They're kind of, they're safe. They're very conservative and very safe. And so for us, when we go in studio, it's because we actually like the music. And then once we're done with the music and everything is mixed and everything is done, then you say, oh, I wonder what market or what genre would accept this. So, well, with the new album, T for Five, and with this EP that's out right now, One Day at a Time and Holding On to the Night and You'll Be There, you have this eclectic mix of songs. But right now, Holding On to the Night is nationally on radio. It's 153 on Billboard's Top 100. How do you do that? We didn't chase that, and it's, things are slowly climbing up the charts. Radio is accepting it. So, that's a blessing in that perspective, only because we're not chasing radio. Radio is accepting our certain growth. For the future, we're hoping that radio will go with us, that our fans will go with us, the listeners will accept where we grow to, because it's true and it's honest, and it's not like we're contrived or trying to create, well, what will they like,
Yeah.
This is such a hard aspect, where I believe a lot of musicians that have been successful over the decades, they'll have a hit and then they'll chase that.
Mhm.
They'll chase that and never ever hit it again. My Sharon, a perfect example. That guy could never get another one to sound like that ever again. So here's this insanely, historical song, but the guy could not make that happen again. And that's what happens when you have those successes and then you start to chase radio. It's such a negative. It's such, how do they say, the tail wagging the dog type of thing. I think so. What we're doing, especially with me listening to where Mason and Brisa feel, and then our bass player Karthik Suresh and our drummer Isao Garcia, having that collaboration and hearing what they feel. When we're in the studio, I say, Isao, what do you feel? Karthik, what do you feel? It's not play this, only do this, and only do this. It's. I really want that to be that honest collaboration. And so once that gumbo is cooked, right, then we listen to it. We go, oh, maybe they'll like it, and we reach out, and hey, wow, we're lucky. And then with Holding On Tonight is up for a Grammy, and people are responding to it. That's so amazing. One Day at a Time is also up for a global Best Performance Grammy. You'll Be There is up for a Latin Grammy. for Best Tropical. So, how do you make that happen? Well, it's first you have to cook it and then see if people respond. And it tastes good.
Sounds good, tastes good. Yes.
No, but that's honestly well said. Yeah, it's not so much like us chasing the sound. It's more of just accepting like new sounds, or even like nostalgic sounds that we might come up with, enjoy, and just like, hey, y'all like this? Yeah, cool. Let's have fun.
Yeah, it's like a little throwback, and you kind of bring it in and you push it to have this new feel with Afro beat. You bring those rhythms into it, with aguinaldo, with bomba, with all these traditional rhythms. You bring that in, and then you put it against a backbeat, and you mix them together, which brings us into this Latin, neo-soul Latin fusion vibe that we've created. And also, if you listen to One Day at a Time, you hear the psychedelic kind of coloring that's coming into. We have a new song called "I Just Smoked," which is about smoking dope, and and the whole thing takes you on like a psychedelic journey, and gives you a story, and that's the thing we're not afraid of. It's like, oh no, it can't be that. No, let's see, let's bring it all in. Let's allow it to cook.
Yeah. Well, you're incredible chefs, I will say.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
You're welcome so much.
I don't got the hat on.
There was something that you mentioned a moment ago, that having your audience, your followers, your listeners trust where you're not where you're going to. You said growing to. Where we're growing to. And that's such a stark difference. This is where we will go to, or this is where we'll grow to, giving yourself that artistic freedom to allow it to organically take you where it should, as opposed to forcing it, but rather, like you're saying, to allow it. I think it's beautiful. So.
And that's really the point. I'm so glad you got that. That's very key.
Yeah. Grow to it. So instead of go for it, I'm just going to say grow to it. That's going to be my new. I'll give you credit for it.
Hey, trademark.
Well, you figure people who love you, it's not where you're going, it's how you grow. And if they love you, then they're going to accept how you go, as long as you're not in a negative space. They want to see, especially with your parents, they want to see you evolve and become great. So you're growing to that greatness.
Yeah. Well, and growing to greatness, you certainly are. Thank you so much for taking this time to share a bit of your story, to talk about your music and your family, your incredible band that you've created. And thank you for helping all of us just become a bit more aware now. Thank you so much.
Wow. Absolute pleasure.
Honestly. Thanks for having us. Thanks, you.
Never letting them fade away. Now that we're apart.